Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to have a distinguished professor, university type with us today. We have today with us Dr. Deependra Sharma. He lives in Pune. Let's listen to him. Over to you, Dr. Sharma.
Thank you, Subodh sir, for having me on this particular channel and providing me an opportunity to share my thoughts with you and to the audience. So today, with your kind permission, I would like to speak on a faculty burnout, which as a leader I am observing for the last few years. So when the people think of burnout, they picture a young executive in the glass office, staring blankly at a laptop with 14 hours a day. But I want to picture something very differently because I come from academia and not from the corporate as such. So now I would like you to imagine a faculty member who may be in Pune or in London and in the part of the world. Now, their basic role is that they are in the late 50s. The main role was of teaching over the last or for 2 years. And still, these people love walking into the classroom. That part has never changed. Now, what has changed is everything around it. The day of a faculty begins with the emails and not with the students. Accreditation paperwork that was urgent 3 months ago has suddenly become reformatted and it needs to be resubmitted. There's a meeting about the budget allocation, then you have a mentoring session for struggling for the student one-to-one basis, and then again you are required to spend 3 hours of the grading in the evening. Now the teaching, the thing that she joined academia for is squeezed between all these demands. Teaching has become one of the components for which she came into an academia. And over the time, the joy she feels in the classroom is overshadowed by the constant noise of the everything else that I have just discussed with you in terms of accreditation or in terms of the mentoring processes. I have seen this pattern again and again, not just in India, but in the conversation as well. And I spend more time writing the grant proposal than doing the research. These are common complaints the teachers make. And in abroad also, I had an opportunity to visit 5 to 6 countries where I had an opportunity to meet some of the faculty members. And even there, they are having the same problem where a lecturer is spending more time on the weekend marking the papers or the weeknights preparing the compliance reports rather than doing the actual preparing himself for the next lecture or doing his research. And when we talk about India, we had another layer that is the regulatory bodies with the overlapping demands, ranking, accreditation cycles that run year round, and administrative systems that are still require manual effort in an era where the automation should be an ally. Now, this is the reality of the modern academia. The role of faculty has quietly expanded into four, sometimes five separate jobs, what I have categorized over a journey of 25 years into the academia. And the emotional cost is quite high because of this. Because unlike many other professions, education is deeply personal. You are not just delivering a service, you are shaping the futures. This is what we expect from a teacher. Faculty carry not just their own workload, but the weight of the aspirations of the student and their parents as well. The struggles of the student, their disappointment, their joys, and their sorrows. So, a life of a faculty is not of his own life. He shares the life of the number of students whom he is working with. And add to that the pressure to publish, to attend the conferences, to stay updated with rapidly changing technology. And you have a recipe for chronic fatigue that no summer vacation can fix. So, no amount of vacations or the break we would give, the, the nature of the academy has become such that he's always in the subconscious mind is engaged with some or the other activity, and which leads to the burnout of a faculty member. Now, why does this matter so much? All of a sudden. So I feel that because burnout in academia does not just affect the faculty, it has a ripple effect. A burnout teacher is less likely to experiment with the new ideas in the classroom because it does not have the liberty of the free time with him. They are less available for the mentorship. Their energy is lower. Their patience gets thinner, and students can feel it. Institutions can feel it. Over the time, it erodes the very quality of the education we claim to be protecting with all those forms of reports and the audits. And here is why I want to shift the lens. Burnout is not just a personal problem. It is not solved by telling faculty to meditate more or to manage their time better or conducting some sort of a mental counseling sessions. This is a leadership challenge which I feel as a leader I should be accepting. It is about how we as the academic leader design the ecosystem in which our faculty work. If we overload them with the administrative demands, if we measure their birth by the research output, if we ignore their emotional well-being, then we are creating a very burnout we complained about. Leadership in academia sadly has often been reactive rather than a visionary. We respond to crisis, we follow compliance deadlines, we chase the rankings, but how often do we stop and ask our faculty member thriving? Are we giving them the space to innovate, to mentor, or to get mentored, to grow? Or are we turning them into an overworked administrator who occasionally get the time to teach or who occasionally get the time to just sit down and do certain amount of introspection or just sit down idly and try to find out some new insights? Unfortunately, I think my answer would be no. Now, I believe that the role of an academic leadership must change globally. We need leaders who understand the faculty well-being is not a nice to have thing. It's a strategic necessity. If we want high quality research, inspired teaching and the engaged students, we must protect the energy and the creativity of the people delivering it. That means rethinking workload distribution, investing in the administrative support, using technology. I think, let us see how AI is going to help. And using these technologies to remove the repetitive and the mundane tasks. And most importantly, recognizing and rewarding the contributions that don't always make it into rankings and the report, like mentoring, community engagement, or the pedagogical innovations. In my own journey, sir, as a dean, I have learned that leadership is much about what you remove as what you add. Something the most powerful thing you can do for your faculty is to take something off their plate. Cancel a meeting, reduce a reporting requirement, allow the research semester without a teaching load. And these are not the perks, they are the conditions under which the excellence become possible. And it is not just about the here and now. The future of academia will demand new skills, new teaching methods, and the constant adaptation to the technology. If our faculty are already running on empty, how will they embrace these changes? We have no answer. Academic leadership must not only address burnout, it must build the resilience into the system. That means that creating a culture where a learning is continuous, where collaboration replaces the competition, and where well-being is measured and valued alongside with the productivity. I often think of a faculty as a gardener, and I myself have been a faculty before I came into the administration. So I always assume that a faculty is like a gardener. Their work is not about the quick results. It is about nurturing growth over the time. But what happens if the gardener is overworked, under-resourced, and constantly interrupted? The garden suffers, students suffer, and eventually society suffers. As a leader, our job is to create the environment in which these gardeners can do their best work, to give them the tools, the time, and the trust that they need. So, the next time we talk about academic excellence, let us not talk about infrastructure only, or about the ranking, or even for that matter, curriculum. Let us start with the people. Let us start with the people. Let us ask whether the people driving education forward are themselves moving forward or just trying to survive another semester. Because when we put faculty well-being at the center of our leadership, vision, everything else, I think like innovation, research, student success, or you name it, it will follow naturally. And it's very common sense based thing because the person who is going to carry forward that needs to remain healthy. Only then the work, the output of the work or the quality of the work would be healthy. Now that to me is the future of the academic leadership, not just managing the institutions, but leading with empathy, foresight, and the courage to change the systems that no longer serve the people in them. If we can do that, then burnout will no longer be a silent epidemics, sir, in the academia. And it will be a challenge that we face, understood, and overcame together. So, in the last, I just want to add as a leader to anybody, I want to make an appeal as a leader that we should always think about the well-being of the faculty. Yes, we are responsible for the ranking. Yes, we are responsible for the research output. Yes, we are responsible for the curriculum upgradation. But the person who is at the helm of the thing, the person who is going to make these things happen, knowingly or unknowingly, we are overlooking that particular person. That should not be the case. If we are able to take care of our faculty member, if we are able to take care of our team member, there is no reason why any institute will not excel, and why the students studying in that institute will not excel, and why we will not be able to contribute to make this world a better place. Because the people who are going to run this world will be coming from the institute where the teachers are well nourished, having a well nourished mind. That's all I wanted to convey in my today's idea sharing with Subodh sir. Thank you,
Okay.
Subodh, once again for
Well,
giving me this
well, thank
opportunity.
you very much. Before I give any thoughts, could you explain the difference between the head of the department and the dean, and whether this is present in all places or in colleges, or just in my time when I was a student, I did not know there was a dean in India. So could you just explain to everybody what does a dean do and how's they different from, say, the department head, and what is
So
your role?
basically, sir, yes, sir, in the Indian ecosystem, dean and director usually are used as a replaceable word. So he is a person who is basically heading a particular school as such.
Okay.
It may happen that a particular school may have the different departments working within that school, and each school and those departments may be headed. So that is what we call as a head of the department. For example, in my particular university, the program is structured, the hierarchy that we have a vice chancellor, then we have a pro vice chancellor and the chief academic officer, and the dean is reporting to the chief academic officer who is responsible for the academics. In my school, so and then you are having a faculty. Under those faculty, you are having different schools. So one of the school that I am heading is the School of Business. Under the School of Business, again, you are having some department. That's a department of business where we teach different 20 different program related to MBA and BBA. I have another department that we run under the hospitality department as hotel and hospitality. Now, these departments are basically again having associate deans and the program director. So they're responsible for the different programs. So depending upon the requirement of the institute or the university, at head of the department or the program director, they are basically the academic head who are not responsible only for the academic, but as well as the administration of that particular department. So this is the structure that we have. For example, if you go to European country, there we have a culture more of a provost or the president. But in India, we do not have those type of concept. So in India, vice chancellor is the statutory head of the particular university.
Mhm.
So this is the case, sir. Yes.
Okay, good, very good. Thank you very much. Well, I agree with you. I mean, the fact is that the future ultimately is with the teachers. We say the
Yeah.
future is with the young people, but that's not the case. The future is with the teachers who will shape the young people.
Very true, sir.
And I have heard in my VIdpeds from many young people how they have been helped and influenced by their teachers, and especially a few students who come from less privileged backgrounds. They were really helped by their teachers, some of whom even paid their fees
Hmm.
because the students were very smart, and small amount of money is enough, right?
Hmm.
So where's the scholarship? Just I'll pay. Okay. So the
This is
teachers
what
are
we
very
usually do.
important. Teachers are very
Yes.
important.
Yeah. I would like to put it in another way, sir. Your parents give you a biological birth.
Yes,
Your family of they give you a biological birth, but what makes you a real man is your teacher, because
yes,
you spend more time with the teacher than with your parents.
yes,
And even in the school level, you would have seen, sir, that students pay more attention to what the teachers tell rather than
yes.
what their parents tell.
Right.
So you are giving a shape to a person, you are giving a shape to the thought process, and
Mm.
it is that thought process which transforms you into a productive or a empathetic or a sympathetic human beings. So there is no doubt about the role that a teacher plays into influencing the life of an individual, as you have very rightly mentioned.
So I've heard it again and again.
Mm,
I have now listened to 700, at least
mm,
700 young people talk about without guidelines from me. So they just tell me what they want to tell. And so often it comes up that I really benefited from this teacher or that teacher, and that's where the real future is. The
So I
student.
will just share my one small experience if you
Yes,
allow
please.
me.
Yeah, please.
So the love towards a particular subject depends upon the type of relationship you are able to develop with the teacher. For example, sir, in my class 12th, so chemistry was a subject which was taught by one particular teacher, with all due respect to my sir. So, but the way he used to teach us, or the way he used to treat us, so it was a disliking. Most of the teacher develop a disliking toward that particular teacher, and as a result, that you got a disliking toward that particular subject. And other case where there was a teacher for mathematics, he used to teach us trigonometry, sir.
Yeah.
And the way he used to teach us, all of a sudden we all started liking that particular subject, despite the fact that mathematical is considered to be more difficult than the chemistry. So this is what I'm just trying to say. Your love towards a teacher make you love that particular subject as well.
Well,
So
absolutely,
that's yes.
absolutely. My son was more of a person who learned from the teachers. Okay. I was not so much teacher dependent, but he was.
Hmm.
And, there came a time when he told me, I'm going to take this course. I said, listen, are you joking? You can't take this course because you never studied such hard things. So, but he says, no, I'll go talk to my teacher. He went and talked to his teacher. Teacher said, hey, your father's wrong. I'll help you. You take this course. So he
Hmm.
took it. So the teacher's role came out very importantly to
Very
me because I said, you goof all your time. So what the hell? You can't do this. He said, no, no, my teacher is saying, I'll help you. So he did it. So its a role is very, very important
very true. Very
for
true.
many students. And I think you rightly said it. It's a phrase that didn't come to my mind till now. And the future is not with the young, the future is with the teachers,
Absolutely.
right? Because they are molding the young how to
Uh,
think, how to discuss, how to argue, how to get ahead. They are the instruments. Okay, that's very good. But I think I want to also shift a little bit to your personal side. You said
yeah.
you didn't like chemistry, but then you certainly did PCM. And then what? What was your decision process?
So when I joined my PCM on my class, because physics and chemistry, I always loved something,
Okay.
and chemistry I have to take because of PCM background. I
Yeah.
did not want to go for biology because biology was something which I could never understand or comprehend as such. So I did my graduation, sir. Then after graduation, I don't know how it happened. So I decided to go for a chartered accountancy course after doing a PCB.
Mm,
So I had no background of the commerce. I had no idea about the debit credit. But
mm.
somehow I don't know, matlab, Vinash Kale Viparita Buddhi, I decided to go for the chartered accountancy, sir. And I think, sir, 1 year at that time you had to do the internship.
Yes.
In the day you have to be associated with some office, and in the evening you need to study. On every Saturday, Sunday you have to give the exams. That was the case. At that time, I'm talking about some more than 30 years back, something I'm telling you. And that 1 year, sir, and believe me, sir, it was such a torture because since I had no understanding, doing a simple thing like bank reconciliation,
Yeah.
I was a failure. And I attempted for the exam. I should not be sharing, but I have to share. I had failed like एक तो होता था fail होना, एक होता utterly fail होना. So मतलब it was pathetic, sir. And during that course, I started realizing that this is not my cup of a tea and I will not be able to attempt. So
Yeah.
I started preparing for the entrance exam, and then I got into the MBA and PGDM code. And after that, I got into industry. I started my career. And my last assignment into industry was of a area business manager with the Nicholas P. Raman.
Mhm.
And then I decided, ki, okay, I have been always a good teacher, or because you have a tendency to teach to your friends or something like that.
Mm,
So basically, I was into a sales job. So
mm,
it was not intellectually very stimulating, sir.
mm,
And when
mm.
you are into the sales domain, so by the end of every month, your score is zero. You have to again start. So it
Right.
was not intellectually stimulating, although it was in terms of money, it was quite rewarding.
Mm,
So then I somehow decided. I come from a teaching family. My father was a principal, so I think it was in blood or something. So something I
yeah.
get into the academic. Then I completed my PhD. Then I did my another MA in economics. I
mm,
qualified for my net exam,
mm,
and I went for IIM Ahmedabad FDP 5 months FDP into got research. And slowly and gradually, I never knew that how I got into the administrative part.
right.
So since the age of 35, I have been holding the positions of the head of the department. Then I became slowly and gradually. I also got promoted from AP associate professor, and now
Mm,
for like quite a number of years, I am heading quite a big school as a
mm,
dean. Currently, I am taking care of the 155 faculty members with
yeah.
6,000 students.
Okay.
So that is
Wonderful.
what I'm current. My small journey is.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay.
Sir.
With all this experience and
Hmm.
all the students that you have talked to and heard and so on, what are your tips for young people?
So what I feel that the current generation, they
Yeah.
have certain plus points in them. If
Yeah.
I compare themselves what I was when I was their age, first of all, I did not have any clarity about my future the way these people are having clarity.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, I found them they are very, very expressive. They know what they want in their life and they can express themselves. So I was not very vocal in front of my teachers, or even in, for that matter, even for my in front of my parents. So I want to do something, but if my senior told me or if my some elderly told me, then I would succumb into it. कि, okay, ये बोल रहे हैं ऐसा मैं कर लूंगा. But with this generation at home, as well as with when I'm dealing with the students, they are, I will not say they are argumentative, but yes, they are having the guts to put up their points in front of us. And I respect that because usually and especially in the Indian context, sir, where our parents teach us to be a compliant personality, usually we get confused disagreement with disrespect. If
Yeah.
somebody is disagreeing with me, does not mean he's disrespecting us. So if as a teacher, if we start understanding this thing and give this that amount of freedom to a student to express himself, even if it is 100% against what I'm saying, so I think this is something good. So and what I want to, but what I feel with this generation is they somewhere lack uh, the patience is lacking somewhere,
Mm,
and they are more or looking to of some shortcuts. They want to achieve the result at a very fast pace.
mm,
And this is the feedback that usually I get from the industry people, also the employers, where our students are getting hired. So I usually talk to those MDs and the president. And this
mm,
is the same thing that they are conveying.
mm,
They are smart workers,
mm,
they avoid doing hard work, they lack patience. एंड आज की डेट में आई डोंट नो हर चीज में बच्चा डिप्रेशन में कैसे चला जाता है
mm,
आप उन्हें कुछ भी बोले दे आर फीलिंग एंड दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट टर्म्स लाइक harassment or mental well-being, work-life balance. So at a very young age, they have started talking about these terms. I do not know how justified it is, but we all have been working hard, and still, despite the fact many technologies may be coming, your efficiency may be improving, your productivity may be improving, but there cannot be any shortcut to the hard work.
yeah.
That is why I personally feel. So I want that this coming generation, really, they are smarter than what we were. They are more articulative in nature, but they need to have more patience and should not be afraid of putting up hard work. So
Okay.
I think that they can create wonders.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. You know, in I one of the persons I had met once was a older man, Pakistani guy. And one day he asked me, "Subodh, ये work
Mhm.
midlife crisis क्या होता है?" He asked me. I said, "Sir, it was not allowed in your times." So how can you know it? But
Sure.
today it is allowed to have midlife crisis, and what you are now saying is that it has drifted down even to young people,
Thank
that
you.
they are
Thank you.
talking about such things because
Right.
we had no. I'm also really surprised. I hear so often the word mental health from young people.
Young people.
I hear it, and
Mhm.
I was surprised. I said, "What mental health?"
Mhm.
But they said, "No, sir, it's a crisis." I said, "Well, in my time, it was not a crisis, but
Mhm.
perhaps the competition is much more than we
Mhm.
had. And I don't know the reasons because I don't deal all the time with young people, but the mental health is now a real issue. I've heard it from so many young
So
people.
everybody is talking.
Yeah,
And sir, what I and as a result now every institute or even schools they are required, or it has become mandatory that they should be having a psychologist, or what you
mm,
can say a school psychologist or career counselors
mm,
are required over there,
mm,
because the societal cases are also increasing because of
right.
some or the other reason. And
Yeah.
I think the life has become a bit complicated because now they are having a lot of options available to them.
Yeah.
So a lot of choices are there. And
Yeah.
I think sometimes they may be getting overwhelmed.
Yes.
And at such a young age, when so much options are given to them, they are living away from their family. They are coming into the new circle. And parents are also pampering the children. Money is not an issue. So a lot of options are there. And when they get into a new world, because of their immature mind, sometimes I think they are not able to cope up with the overwhelming or with the anxiety with these new things that come. And as a result, they feel confused, and which may lead to some decisions like suicide. So that is why every school, every university, or every institute, they are required to have this type of counselor where they can just go and talk.
Yeah.
So what I personally feel, it is not that they are it's overhyped, but I think somewhere it is a problem, or the students have become more sensitized toward those things.
Yeah.
For example, sir, initially, if a few years back, if you are being suggested to go to a psychologist, तो हम उसको बोलते थे यार ये पागल है क्या?
Mm.
Psychologist means that only a mad person will be going. So
Right.
there
Right.
was nothing like what we call as a mental disease. We
No.
were only aware of the physical disease.
Right.
But the times to come, I think we are becoming more aware. We are
Mm.
becoming more sensitive toward these type of
Mm.
things,
Mm.
and there's no harm in that. But again, here the role of a teacher will come very importantly, because the teacher, when he's teaching in a delivering in a class, he can very well make out by looking at the student's behavior, his action, his involvement in the class. He can start getting some signs that whether the student is behaving in a normal manner or not. And then a first stage or first point of contact can be the teacher, or who is playing a role of a mentor also for the student. And then the case may be referred to some trained psychologist as well.
Yes. I.
So,
Yeah. Okay. No. Well. Yeah. I mean, I'm listening because I'm not in there with the young students in India. I just
mm,
hear them. Okay, that's very good. But apart
mm.
from this issue of patience, is there any other kind of tip that you have based on your experience? What would you like them to know from your experience?
Sir, I think the speed with the technology, and it is not only for the student, it is for teachers as well. Now, if you go to a LinkedIn, sir, even I am getting, you can say, overwhelmed. The speed with which the AI is taking place. Now, if you go to a LinkedIn, you go to so many different courses are coming, new things are being getting developed. So you all have to keep abreast with the changes, the speed with which the technology is getting fast. And AI is one of them. Secondly, now because of the MOOC courses, different options like an academy, like Coursera, Microsoft, IBM, so many courses are there. So now they should not be focusing on getting just the good grades or a degree. Because now I personally believe that sometime or the other, the MBA may become irrelevant,
Hmm.
because I am seeing so many things that people even who are not having a degree, or who are having an MBA degree just to have a safer side, not from a so good great institute, but these people are doing fantastic. So they
Hmm.
need to work upon more developing the skills, and for those skills now they don't actually require to go to a particular university. There are number of options through the online courses which are available. So and they can upgrade those skills, and they can start generating the money even while they are studying.
Yeah.
So I think they have to identify, keep their eyes open that what type of skills are being required. Do not just follow that these many grades I am required, but they don't have to be exam focused or only a bookish one. They,
Hmm.
because university, the employers are not going to pay you based upon the degree. They would be requiring what type of skills you are having as of now.
Yeah.
Many institutes are making an effort to upgrade you, but the ownership of the learning has to be taken by the student. University or the faculty, ownership you have to take. This is the owner and this is what I have to learn. Okay, this is what university is providing. Over and above, what value addition can I make in my own life? That ownership, that type of mindset is required. You cannot be 100% dependent only on the teachers or on the universities, sir.
Okay. All right.
That is another thing that I feel. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to add here?
These are the things that I can, hard work I have told, sir, resilience I have told, then critical thinking, yes, sir. And is the point. how to critical think. Why I'm saying critical thinking and the innovative thinking, sir? Because if you know the way AI is being used by the student, because I get the mails. So now a student who cannot speak English in front of me, but when he writes a mail about seeking a permission for leave, you
Yeah.
can just make out because the polished language that he's using that particular mail, you can make it out.
Yes.
It's a question of my career, you can make it out.
Yeah.
And AI is going to stay over here, sir.
Yeah.
I cannot, no matter how hard we try, and
Yeah.
there's no harm in that. If AI is improving or bringing in efficiency and the productivity, no harm. But
Yeah.
now we are empowering our teachers also that how they can also use the AI to create the assignments.
Yes.
And we know that these assignments will be solved by the student using the AI.
Yes.
That also we are aware.
Yes.
Now, the assignment that need to be created, they have to be created in such a way that even if the student is using an assignment, he has to apply his brain.
Yeah.
That critical thinking, how what type of prompts, even if he is giving
Yeah.
for solving a same problem. So
Yeah.
that type of critical thinking needs to be developed in the students.
Yeah.
That's something. So critical thinking is one I would suggest my student. Secondly, no substitute to hard work. Still, I feel so, sir.
Yeah.
And third is the resilience. And fourth is the patience. And fifth is the developing, taking the ownership of their own learning,
Okay.
identifying the new skills,
Hmm.
learnings which may not even be taught in the school or in the university because they have a
Hmm.
very rigid curriculum as such because of
Hmm.
the regulatory frameworks.
Hmm.
So ownership of the learning, again, I think the
Hmm.
main point that I want to come out of all these five, ownership of the learning has to be taken by the students.
Student. Okay. Well,
Yes.
let me just say, way back in when I was a PhD student at MIT, many of the courses had what they called as open book exams.
Yeah. Yes.
So you could bring the book to your class, and but the
Mm.
answer was not in any book.
Mm. Mm.
So today we should have open AI exams.
Yes.
You
Yes.
can
Yes.
bring AI, but the answer is
You do
not.
whatever you want to do. Huh?
You bring whatever, but the answer is not there. You can
Correct.
take the help, but the more help you take, the less time you will have to think.
But again, sir, it will come in back again to the topic because the faculty needs to have that type of a time to think that
Yes,
what type of assignment should I create.
yes,
And for that, you need to give them the luxury of having idle time.
yeah,
Let just think and ponder.
yeah,
It should not be something where you can say mechanic because you never know. You may be sitting for 2 hours and not even a single thought may come to your mind.
right,
You have to give that liberty.
yeah,
Only then the innovative new insights he would be able to generate. And then only those assignments are really going to make some sense, which students may find it difficult, even using the tools like AI.
yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's we are sort of running out of what you would like to say. I have a feature called the final word. So, what's your final word for the world?
Uh, I will not say to the entire world, sir, but yes, definitely I would like to talk to my colleagues about the faculty. Because what I personally feel as a leader, you are also having a lot of pressure. So you become a mediator between your top management and your faculty members.
Hmm.
But as a leader, since you have taken the responsibility, it becomes your responsibility to provide and support to your faculty members. So in my talk also, I mentioned that you need to develop an ecosystem
Yeah.
wherever you are working. There cannot be a one solution to all the
Hmm.
universities
Hmm.
because every institute, any university, every school, they have their own culture.
Hmm.
So it's a role of a leader to understand that culture and bring those systemic changes within that culture. It may not be an overnight, sir, because
Yeah.
there are a lot of constraints. So there are certain things which may be given, which are beyond your control.
Yeah.
But what is the best you can do to make the life of your faculty easy? And
Yeah.
it's a very common sense thing. If you make the life of your faculty easy, ultimately, whatever the targets or whatever the accomplishments you want to have, it is only through this team you will be able to achieve. So
Okay.
if you keep pushing those people, results will not be coming. You
Yeah.
would be frustrated, your teachers would be frustrated, and as a result, you will be a non-performer. So
Okay.
initially, you should focus on making your team comfortable as a facilitator, and then the results are going to automatically come. Be empathetic. I don't want to be sympathetic. Be very empathetic. और जैसे हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं सास भी कभी बहू थी so all the days would have been a professor or a teacher. So
Yes.
you should do something which you did not like what your boss was doing to you. And you should do only thing which you wanted your boss to do for you.
Yes.
So you be a good SaaS, don't be a
Yes.
bad SaaS.
Yes.
So whatever the bad experiences you had in your past, you try to ensure that the same experiences are not shared with your team.
Yeah.
And if the team is in proper shape, I think the life becomes very easy, sir. Because as
Okay.
your teams grow, automatically you grow.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Dr. Sharma. This was very good to hear. Most of the time, the faculty, senior people come, they talk about what they have done. But instead of talking about what you have done, you have focused on what should be done and how the young faculty should be helped and even senior faculty should be helped. I think it's a very good perspective, and I hope you have success with it. And
Thank
perhaps some people will see this. Let's end it here today. Uh, please stay
Subodh, sir,
on. I
before
will
you
just,
end, I want to formally thank you. It was really an honor to be interacting with you, to a senior person like you, to a learned person like you, and to a selfless person like you. It was really an honor for me. And as we have discussed, I will be keeping in touch with you.
yeah.
And if any humble contribution that I can make uh, in what you are doing, I would be more than obliged, sir.
Okay, well,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Please
Thank you
stay
so much.
online after the recording is over. We just discuss a few things and then we will
Sure, sir.
end it today.
Anytime.
Okay, so
Anytime,
thank you
sir.
so much, Dr. Sharma. Bye, everybody.